So if you've ever wondered if karma was real or not, look no further than what's been happening to Deshaun Watson for the last couple of years. It's honestly crazy to think that not that long ago, Deshaun Watson was viewed as one of the brightest stars in the entire NFL. I mean, literally a top 5, maybe even a top 3 quarterback. This was, of course, when he was on the Houston Texans and before everything happened. Because ever since he left Houston, ever since he was traded from the Houston Texans to the Cleveland Browns, it's been nothing but bad, just terrible play on the field, suspensions, and injuries. And to be completely honest with you, it's very hard to feel bad for the guy. But before we get into all that, what's good, guys? It's DemiM7. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and you're gonna have a great weekend. I know it. So when the 2024-2025 NFL season started, everyone was looking at the Cleveland Browns as a potentially playoff-bound team. I mean, hell, Joe Flacco took them to the playoffs last year. We all knew that Deshaun Watson was coming back. He was going through a whole offseason, whole training camp. He was ready to go. He was healthy. Could we finally see a great Deshaun Watson again? And then the season starts, and then we see him play, and he's just terrible. Like, he was bafflingly garbage. Like, the dude was just awful. He was one of the worst, if not the worst starting quarterback in the entire league. He just looked very indecisive, underthrows, overthrows, no confidence whatsoever. So you get it. He already was just not playing well. Things were just not looking good for him as it was. But then in October, he ruptured his Achilles, effectively ending his season. The Browns ended up going with Jameis Winston, and you know, Jameis was being Jameis. He has some very high highs and very low lows, all in the same games. But the idea with Deshaun Watson was he was going to be ready to go for the next season, the 2025-2026 season. That is until a couple of days ago, where it was reported that he ruptured the same Achilles that he tore. I mean, you literally can't make this stuff up. The same Achilles that he tore in October that put him out for the rest of the season, he ruptured it again, meaning that it is most likely he's going to miss the entire next season. Now, let me make this clear. In 99% of cases like this, nobody wants to see athletes get hurt. Nobody wants to see athletes miss time on playing on the field, rehabbing, none of that stuff. We want to see these athletes on the field, on the court, wherever, whatever sport it is. But in the case of Deshaun Watson, that's the 1% right there where it's just very, very hard to feel sympathetic for the guy. And there's actually plenty of reasons for that. Actually, 24 reasons to be exact. Yeah, it turns out when 24 different women file lawsuits of sexual misconduct towards you, it doesn't really paint the brightest picture of your overall image and your overall person. This is one of those situations where it's so difficult to separate the athlete on the field versus the athlete off of the field, because it's such a serious situation involving so many different people. I mean, 24 women, man. Unfortunately for Deshaun, no matter how much time passes by, this will never escape him, or at least it shouldn't. I mean, we're not talking about a simple mistake here. This is just egregious. I mean, this is why I think karma has to be real, because ever since these lawsuits came up, Deshaun Watson's career has been at a free fall. When the guy was healthy, he was playing like garbage on the field. And when he isn't healthy, it's for extended periods of time. The dude just can't stop getting hurt. At one point in time, he was this super young, up and coming NFL superstar. He was going to be a top 5, top 3 quarterback for years to come. And now he's one of the worst, with the worst contract in the NFL right now, probably the worst contract in NFL history. Now, based on what I've seen online, most people seem to be very happy with this news about Deshaun Watson and his injury. Now, I'm sure there are pockets of people out there that are questioning people like me, questioning this video, and questioning people's positive reactions to this news with, well, where's your compassion? But the honest to God truth is, there is no compassion from me to him. The things he did is inexcusable. It's indefensible. Frankly speaking, his suspension should have been longer, and I don't even know why Cleveland even entertained the idea of giving him the money that they gave him. So no doubt Deshaun Watson's going to have a lot of recovery to do, and I'm sure he's going to have a lot of things to think about as it pertains to his career going forward, because he's going to be missing a lot of time. Whatever happens, whatever he decides to do, only time will tell. But honestly, I'm not really thinking about it too much. All I can really say is try to be a good person, try and build up that good karma. But I don't know. That's just all I have to say about it. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let's chop it up. Let's talk about this. And until next time, peace.